explosive end to the war campaign, Saurfang, Sylvanas. What else can we say? My name's LAWRENCIUM. We got a lot to talk about. Hello guys, my name's LAWRENCIUM, and wow, we got a lot to talk about today. We're talking about the 8.2.5 cinematics, plural, right there. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the cinematics today. I was gonna record over, you see my tripod over there, you see my tripods over there. I did record a video. Unfortunately, it was unfocused, it was dark, and I didn't want to record it until like tomorrow, so I guess the next best thing would be just record it on my Logitech webcam. So, yeah. So, in which case, guys, we're going to be reacting to that. I already reacted to it earlier this morning, so I'm going to give you guys my analysis, a few thoughts about that, and yeah, really good thoughts there. I kind of rushed the last one because the battery was dying and I forgot to charge it, so silly me. I will see you guys later. Until then, enjoy my reactions.
Anduin, Sylvanas' actions have threatened us all, and day by day, her power grows.
Where are they?
If our world is to survive, we must strike.
Hey, it's Sanguinar!
While we
Or
still
Valera.
can. Meet with me, and we will speak.
So few.
How many can you provide?
Enough for one final assault. If that fails, we're done. If we end her reign, what kind of war chief will you be?
Huh? Huh?
The horde I joined was birthed in blood, tainted by corruption. The road that led to the Dark Portal was long and wide, paved with the bones of innocence. We called it the Path of Glory. That was the great lie upon which the Horde was founded. That anything we did was honorable. Thrall, Rosen, they were not the true heirs to Blackhand's bloody legacy. Sylvanas Windrunner is.
No. No, this is the Horde. Led by you. Someone who has
Honor. I've never known honor. They deserve more. But the Horde is doomed to be shackled by the chains of the past.
The Horde has no exclusive claim to regrets. Arthas, Dalen, the ghosts of the past haunt us as well.
We could not fill the chasm between the Horde and Alliance if we labored 1,000 years. You know this.
Then what are we fighting for?
Soldiers, on your feet!
Hey, it's Rexar! Hey!
Breaking camp
Hey!
immediately!
Skull's gonna be...
Lord Saurfang?
Zakar, where is our home?
Orgrimmar?
Not our city. Our home.
Azeroth.
And ours?
Azeroth.
Right now, there are only two forces in this world that matter. One bent on harming our world.
And one that will protect her.
So, what are we doing?
Breaking the cycle.
Okay, wow, holy shit. One, Skull is gonna flip a shit when he sees Rexar there. I feel like he's definitely gonna flip a shit there, because he's been telling me, hey, I want to see Rexar in a fucking cinematic. Well, your wish came true, brother. Wow, okay, that last the last bit, where the soldiers are gathering, when they're fighting for Azeroth, breaking the cycle, the callback to the Path of Glory about the old Horde, Black Hand's Horde. That was pretty cool. My god, that's so cool! Look at that.
Varrock, it's time. Those who defend Orgrimmar are Horde as well. Our brothers and sisters. These warriors have sworn to fight. For you. Many lives will be lost. Or perhaps just one. Sylvanas Windrunner! I challenge Mak'gora!
Mak'gora! Shit, man! Shit, man.
A traitor leading traitors. Why should I accept your challenge?
You want to make me suffer. Brother, you cannot win. My old friend. You and I. We don't get to hide.
I set you on this path.
And we knew where it could lead. Walk with me. The rest of the way.
Damn. He's using Charlemagne as well. Holy shit.
Let it be finished.
Whoa! No! Oh! Come on! Oh my god. Fucking hell, Sylvanas.
The High Overlord falls. I trusted you. And so did they. Death comes, old soldier. And all their hope dies with you.
Can't end like this.
You cannot kill hope. You tried at Teldrassil.
Oh.
You failed. Hope remains. You set us to kill each other at Lordaeron. You failed. Here we stand. You just keep failing. The Horde will endure. The Horde is strong.
Whoa! Shit, man!
The Horde is nothing! You are all nothing!
For Azeroth!
Oh! Oh, come on!
If you could see yourselves as I see you. Toy soldiers in tin plate. Beasts who howl for honor standing as one. Savor it. Nothing lasts.
What do we do now?
We bring him home.
There goes a mighty cleaver. So, now that you've seen my reactions to that, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a brief analysis, tell you guys what I liked about it and everything. I took some notes while I was at work today, giving you guys a few things that I wanted to point in the reaction, in the videos, or not the reaction, the cinematic videos. So yeah, let's start off with the first cinematic, the for Azeroth cinematic. As you can see, this whole thing takes place in a swampy area and in a very destroyed tower, so you can assume that it's Dustwallow or right by Theramore, so which makes sense because that's where Bane traded Derek Proudmoore to Jaina and basically defected Sylvanas. And I guess that's where the revolution began, or where this revolution would begin. There's mentions of the Old Horde and how there's like a lot of parallels to this, how the Old Horde was not honorable, however they were bloodthirsty and savage, where the orcs were on a dying world, had to make their way towards the Dark Portal in hopes of a new world, and while they were still in war with the Draenei, they carved a path in Hellfire Peninsula. Millions of bones litter this path, the Path of Glory. And he makes mention about the true heir to Blackhand's legacy, Sylvanas Windrunner. It was never Thrall, it was never Vol'jin, but it was Sylvanas. I love how he didn't mention Garrosh, because we all knew that Garrosh was a bloodthirsty little bitch. And of course, we all have our ghosts, which is a great parallel, or a callback to the Thunderbluff cinematic, where Jaina mentions to Thrall that, hey, we all have our ghosts. We've failed on every account. Not just people, but factions themselves. When Anduin says, hey, we all have our ghosts, or we've all had our ghosts, or whatever, we're alluding to Arthas and Dalen, and of course we got a lot of, and of course they were never the greatest leaders, and they sure as hell were tyrants in their time. So yeah. And then lastly, the last line, breaking the cycle. Of course, we're talking about the cycle of hatred, because the Horde has been bound to these different hordes, Garrosh's horde, and now Blackhand and Sylvanas' horde have been on this warpath of hatred. So, and they blame that this is a cycle. So ours is a cycle of hatred. It keeps going on and on and on and on until finally it snaps. We snap there, and we break that cycle at the end of every Alliance and Horde conflict. But that cycle reignites when a new war chief is instated. So when Thrall was gone, Garrosh instated that cycle of hatred between anyone who wasn't an orc. Vol'jin was brought into the War Chief ring, and he's right there, no bias. Then Sylvanas, anyone who wasn't living, is hated. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the and my brief analyses on the for Azeroth cinematic. And now let's talk about the big Kahuna one, the Saurfang versus Sylvanas. And let me just say, god damn, that was a pretty amazing cinematic, and had a lot of tears there, had a lot of mixed emotions about that, but most importantly, I loved it. Loved every minute of it. And I gotta say, there was a lot of parallels to that cinematic to the Wrathgate, and I'll explain why. So you see the Alliance and Horde, they're gathering at the gates to fight off a undead foe, in which case, Sylvanas. We have the faction capital city stinger going off in the first part of the cinematic. Like, as soon as the cinematic begins, you hear the city cinematic, or the city stinger, in which case the Orgrimmar theme, which was pretty cool, might I add. Loved it. We had the entrance of a villain behind the gate, where the gate just pries open, and you see, like you see her silhouette there. Love that. Which is also a callback to Arthas. And entering the courtyard, and Sylvanas entering the Draka blockade, which is another layer of sorrow, which is what I'll talk about later. Let it be finished. That line, let it be finished. That was the line both Saurfang shouted when they ran into battle. Let it be finished. But of course, Saurfang Senior had the didn't die instantaneously by a strike of a sword or dagger, mind you. Of course, Saurfang dies, and of course Saurfang Senior dies at Draka blockade, which is another layer of sorrow there. And the villain escapes, and everyone is played like a goddamn fiddle. Then let's other lines. We don't get to hide. Another callback to the Lost Honor cinematic, where Thrall is done hiding. Saurfang is done hiding. We don't get to hide anymore. We gotta fight. We gotta fight for our honor. Walk with me the rest of the way. And I never really understood that line, the proper, just what it meant. But when Anduin gave Saurfang his sword, I'm assuming within a Makara, you have to have like a weapon of choice, in which case it was Charlemagne. And I gotta say, speaking of Charlemagne, the splintering of the two swords made me think, is Logash's, is his legacy gonna continue? I know Varian's dead. I never really get to experience much of the Logash story or anything, so apologies in advance if my knowledge of the Warcraft lore or lack thereof is a little bit off. I just love the fact that in the cinematic you see this part where Sylvanas is shouting, "The Horde is nothing, you are nothing." Like, you see the Banner Woman just turn and she's like, "The fuck you just say? Woman!" So you could see, like, Sylvanas is definitely going down the path of no return. I remember, like, in the, I think the last time I reacted to, like, a Sylvanas cinematic was the Burning of Teldrassil. That one, and I loved it because I was shouting, "Morally fucking gray. Morally fucking gray, you fucking... Oh!" And then, the Void Magic that she used, so... We see that she's using daggers, so do you think she could probably be using the Jalatath or something? I didn't really get a closer look at it. But yeah, she's using Void Magic or some sort of twisted dark magic. Of course, it's not the Banshee magic that we're used to. It's more so the magics of the old gods. So we know that she's in cohorts with Azshara. She was the one who told the Horde to free Ashvane. So, in which case, yeah, everybody was played like a fiddle. So, yeah, and we'll talk about that later. Of course, the last layer of sorrow there that I do want to talk about is the, the ting 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 ting, like, and the fact that the Forsaken are doing that, like all the bannermen, banner women, they're just like ting 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 ting, like doing that on the ground, like in respect of Saurfang. Was like they knew that Sylvanas betrayed them, and they're pissed off about that. So in which case, they're Horde. They are part of the Horde, but Sylvanas was never Horde. And that's what the true meaning of Horde is: to be family. Because the Horde, what Vol'jin said best, the Horde be a family. And that's what the honor is. Honor means family. Honor, no matter how dire the battle, never forsaken it. Oh, and also Sylvanas cheated using magic in the Mak'gora. Just throwing that out there. Now let's talk about what's next with the cinematic. What's next? What's coming up after 8.2.5? Without a war chief, this cycle, the cycle of hatred, is that broken? Is this cycle of war chiefs being broken? Will we see a war chief in the next expansion? Will we see a war chief in the next patch? What's next for the Horde? What's next for the Alliance? Because we see the Alliance in their epilogue. We see a dialogue between Derek and Kalia Menethil. So you have to wonder, are we going to get the undead, the Lightbound undead? And I can't say for sure. And of course, we're talking about Sylvanas. Like, if you're a Sylvanas loyalist, you can see her future plans. She escapes. Her future plan is to have Death claim all, and it makes me wonder: do you think that the old gods, like that she tricked the old gods, or she tricked the spirits to make Sylvanas war chief? Was this part of her plan? Do you think that was part of the plan here? Do you think anything else could have happened? This has me all sorts of confused and all sorts of befuzzled right now. But methinks that she's going to return the next expansion because she is part of the BlizzCon arc, the key arc there. So we'll definitely see her in the next expansion, that's for sure. And of course, we also got to talk about what's next for 8.3, because we know that Blizzard has said that the next, like the final boss of Battle for Azeroth will be someone in that 8.2 cinematic. So it can't be Jaina, it can't be Ashara, it can't be Lor'thramar for some reason. It's not going to be Lor'thramar. So it has to be N'Zoth, because N'Zoth, he was the only one who said a line: "All eyes shall be open." So, in which case, yeah, we got N'Zoth to take care of. We got the Heart of Azeroth. We got the Dragonflights in disarray right now. Rathians somewhere in Azeroth. We have no idea where. It's a mixed bag of, yeah. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about the cinematics. What did you guys think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Is there anything that I missed in my analysis? Let me know in the comments section down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the bell at the bottom right there. It helps me out a lot. It helps you know when my videos are coming out, which I should be having a new video very soon. A new mission is on the way. And if you want to support the channel even further, consider supporting the channel over on Patreon. We got new rewards coming out very soon. A rework is in the works right now. Stay tuned for all those who are wondering. And as always, my name's LAWRENCIUM. Take it easy.